So I've got a bit of a road trip coming up. Well, is it a road trip? It's a road trip to me anyway. It's a lot further than I've been before. So I thought it's about time I gave the Esprit an oil change. So first up, just running the engine to warm up the oil so it comes out, hopefully it comes out quicker because it'll be thinner and runnier. I'm just going to undo this oil filler cap. I don't know if it's particularly necessary, but just means that there'll be no kind of vacuum. So when I undo the sump plug, air will be able to get in the top and help the oil come out. What I need to do now, jack up the car. Now on these, it's just under that part there, kind of middle. Okay. I'll try and get it up as high as I can. Okay, so I've got a couple of axle stands on the chassis, and let's let go the jack. Does that go in? There we go. How's that looking? Actually, it's not looking that central on that one, is it? Just need to move that one there across a little bit because it's not quite sitting straight down the shaft of the stand. Okay, that's better. So we've got that centrally above that jack or stand and above that one as well. So let's get the jack out of the way. We can have a go at draining the oil. Okay, so that's the drain plug that I need to undo. I don't know what was that guessing. 16, somewhere in that area. I'll bring a few just in case. But it's really close to this chassis member. I wouldn't be surprised if that starts spewing out and hits that and goes all over the place. I've got quite a wide bowl, so with a bit of luck I'll catch it. Okay, so I guessed wrong. It's not a 16, it's an 18. Here you go. Oh, it's quite loose, that's good. I've got this big kind of bucket tray thing here. There should be a washer as well as a plug. Yeah, it looks like it's a rubber one. Right, let's go. Let's get ready for action. Oh, there we go. That's looking thick black, isn't it? It's a good time to change it. Let's see if I can rescue the plug. Where did the washer go? And the washer. So I'm going to let that drain probably about 15 minutes. Should be well out by then. What a mess. Oil gets everywhere. Well, lucky that's not on the driveway. Well, not at the moment anyway. So while I'm here, actually I need to just change my glove because that's messy. Yeah, while I'm here, I just want to look at this. So this is the angle drive from the end of the speedo cable. And it's a little bit, or was, a little bit wobbly. Yeah, a little bit loose in as it goes into the gearbox there. And there doesn't seem to be anything that holds it in. There's no sort of screw in or anything like that, apart from this piece of wire, which to me doesn't look standard. So if anyone knows what that should be like, please let me know. If it's right, then great stuff. I'll just give the wire a bit of a tighten and hold it in a bit steadier. But that doesn't look, I don't know, that doesn't look factory to me. So this sump plug and washer looks in quite good nick, so I don't need to replace that washer, that's good. Okay, I reckon we're about 5 minutes in. It's still draining, still piddling out a little bit. So that's an 8 litre tray. and completely full. I think there was about 6.5 litres. So there should be plenty of room in there. I don't think you get all of it out anyway. So one thing I've noticed, I've got a slight gradient on that sump. So I'm going to just drop the car just a little bit this way. I think I'll get a little bit more coming out. Yeah, so it's stopped dribbling now, and I'll just, if I gently lower it, so gently, it's really hard on the jack to gently. Let's see if I can do. Oh, alright, that wasn't very gentle, was it? But look, there's a lot more oil coming out. And thankfully it's going into the tray. At least I think it is. I hope it is. So I'll give that another few minutes. Okay, there's just a tiny dribble left. I think I'm going to call it a day there. I'll lift it up the car again so I can put the plug back in. Right. I'm not actually under the car myself, so should be all right without axle stands again. So I want to make sure I don't get this cross-threaded. Probably ought to move that out of the way. I can just imagine dropping the damn thing again. Okay, here we go. It's got it. It's quite awkward having that the chassis member just sitting there. Oh, I did get a tiny bit of oil on the driveway. Add it to the rest of the oil that's on the driveway. Must have been when I lowered the car. It just peed over the back a little bit. Right. I'm not going to tighten it too much. Just a couple of turns. Until I get a bit of resistance. If I over tighten, that's probably going to crush the washer. So that will do. Right, that's done. Let's get this down. It's really hard on this jack to drop things down gently. Either goes or it doesn't go. There we go, that's a bit better. Well, the next challenge is to get this filter out, which is kind of hidden away underneath the carburettors and the airbox. So it's not so easy to do from this direction. I don't think it's that easy to do from underneath. But a bigger problem is that despite looking on the website and finding the right filter for the job, this is too small. That's way too small compared to that. So quite a job getting this off. They're supposed to be hand tight. This one was really, really tight. I ended up having to punch through it with a screwdriver a few times to get it to come off. And then the other issue I have is this is the replacement. Now, spot the difference. This is a P&M, just about to see the decals are kind of falling off. A P&M filter, obviously much bigger capacity, but this is the one that MAN filters recommend for the model of car. So, a little bit confused. It's the same diameter across the seal. If I take this seal off, so that's the same diameter. Obviously it's got fewer holes for the oil to pass through, but the holes are bigger. It is recommended for the car, so I guess I can fit it. And the good news is also, because it's a lot smaller, it'd be a lot easier to get in, because not only was this a pig to undo, I then had to try and find a pathway through the hoses and cables and everything else to actually get it off the car. So yeah, I'm just kind of now having to deliberate what to do, but I think I'll fit it. So as you can see, I took the airbox off, or half the airbox, the filter out, so I could get under there to actually extract the filter. Obviously got a fair bit of oil spilt across the top of the engine and then ran down onto the driveway, which going to be really popular for, but there we are. I have to clear it up afterwards. I've cleaned, I don't know if you can see through there, I've cleaned the face of where it fits. I don't know if that's focusing. So that's cleaned up. So it's been on the new filter after I've put a bit of the new oil around the seal, and then I can start filling up with oil. Right, let's see if I can thread this through. It might be easier, or should be easier than the other one, because it's smaller. Let's see if I can get that through. There we go. Yeah, that was a whole lot easier to get through than the bigger one. And it is the right size. Right, I need to do that a bit tighter, but my hands are rather slimy with grease and oil, so I'll just go and get a bit of rag and tighten that up by hand. It says do a half turn, 3/4 turn after you've met resistance, so I'll do that. Okay, here goes the messy bit. I don't have a funnel, at least not a clean one, so I'm just making do with a water bottle that I've dried out, so I don't want any water in the oil. Now, the oil I'm using is this. It's recommended Valvoline VR1 Racing 20W50 engine oil. And in theory, this engine takes 6.5 litres, but that's when it's dry. They say on a refill, I'm looking at the manual, a refill says 5.4, so annoyingly still just above a 5 litre can. So therefore I bought 2 cans and I'll have some spare. Now I'm wondering whether I should try and just prop the camera somewhere and do this two-handed, because it could get messy. Right, here goes. This could be messy, could be good. Let's see. Oh, there you go, already messy. There you go. You note the colour of this new oil is a lot better than the old stuff. The old stuff coming out very black. So definitely ready for an oil change. Oh, right over my thumb. It's because it's glugging. If it weren't glugging, if it was sort of pouring nicely, it would be a lot easier. That's better. See, look, it's nice and pouring now. So what I'm going to do is to get the whole 5 litres in, let it settle a bit, and then I'll check the dipstick. Right, well, that's 5 litres in. So just let that settle a little bit and then see what the dipstick says. Okay, let's take a look at the dipstick. Okay, that is just, well, actually it's hard to see, but I think that's clean oil. I think that's already on the max. So yeah, I don't know that I need to put any more in. It's kind of annoying because I've bought another can, but yeah, I'll leave it at that for now. Run the engine and check it again. Okay, so everything's done up. Let's see if we can give it a fire up. Give it a quick check. See if I can see any oil spewing out under the filter. No. Any oil coming out from the plug? No. I guess just have a check of the oil pressure, see what that's doing. That should give us a clue. So yeah, that looks good. Almost 5, what's that, kilograms per centimetre squared. Anyway, that's pretty good. Right, I'll let that settle again and just check the dipstick. I need to give it a top up. But otherwise, I think I'm done. Well, that was a relatively straightforward job. It's never ever simple, is it, with an Esprit? There's always something. So getting the old filter out was the really hard bit. The rest of it fairly straightforward. And obviously finding out about whether or not that filter was, the replacement filter was big enough. So it is big enough, it is the right size. Obviously the capacity is less, so maybe I'll have to change the oil a bit more frequently so it doesn't get clogged up, but hopefully shouldn't be too dirty oil anyway. So please like this video, leave me a comment, tell me what I've done wrong, and subscribe to the channel for more of this kind of thing, and also looking at other cars, other classic cars, sports cars and Grand Tourers. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Oh, right over the thumb.